Hi guys, welcome back to Too Cool for Middle School. This was one of my favorite weeks of the year. This was our spring book fair. And so every year we have a book fair in the fall. It's like the Scholastic Book Fair. And then we have one in the spring and it's called Mrs. Nelson's Book Fair. And to be honest, I don't really know what the difference is. I meant to look it up for you, but I forgot. So anyway, I just wanted to show you what I got because every year when the book fair comes, I'm like, oh no, I don't really need to buy any more books. I have plenty. But I always see a bunch in there that I either like haven't heard of before and it just entices me, or it's something that I have been meaning to get and I might as well get it while like some of the money goes back to my school, you know? I just always get sucked in. So wanted to show you the stuff that I got. The first things are actually not books. I always end up getting a few little like goodies, like school supplies, you know? So I got this pencil sharpener in the shape of a pineapple. I love this thing. I could not resist. It had, oh, you know what? I think this even might be an eraser. Fancy. So you take this part out and then you have a little pencil sharpener and you can like take this apart and empty it. So perfect. I love everything pineapple, so I got that for myself. And then some of these things are actually gifts as well. Upcoming, I have a little like teacher appreciation week gift exchange thing, so some of these are going to my secret person, so you might get some clues. So I got them a dinosaur pencil sharpener, and if you can read Korean, it says dinosaur pencil sharpener, according to one of my students, and logic. I thought that one was super cool. And then I also got this pencil right here. Whoop. See if it'll focus for you. It has apples and apple juice all over it, and Jensen is like obsessed with apple juice right now. He always asks for it. So I just thought that was super cute, and I love like really fine tip mechanical pencils. I always need more of those. Okay, now let's get into the stack of books here. The first one that I got is We Were Liars. I have read this before. I used to have it in my classroom library and somebody borrowed it and must have loved it so much that they never returned it. So I just wanted to get another copy and still have this in my classroom library. If you haven't ever read this, even if you're an adult, you totally should. It reminds me a little bit of like The Virgin Suicides, just in its tone. Like it's very surreal and dreamlike, and there's a twist at the end. It's just really interesting. When I read it, I just remember feeling like this is the type of book that would make you a better writer. Like if you are an aspiring writer, this is just inspirational. Let's see, on the back it says, if anyone asks you how it ends, just lie. We are Sinclairs. We live, at least in the summertime, on a private island off the coast of Massachusetts. Perhaps that is all you need to know, except that some of us are liars. It's really, really good. So I got that one for my classroom, and then I also got this one for my classroom, and I started reading it last night. Let's see, I'm on page 85. This is called The Glasstown Game by Catherine M. Valente. Okay, so I guess this one is kind of like Bronte fan fiction. Like, you know, the characters are Charlotte, Branwell, Emily, and Anne, and they live in Yorkshire in England. And all that I've found out so far is that the girls are supposed to go back to like a boarding school, but on their way at the train station, something else happens and they end up somewhere else, and it's like all of the toys in their toy collection have like come to life. So it's a little bit reminiscent of just kind of like old stories that involve like a group of siblings, you know, kind of like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe or something like that. I mean, I'm barely into it. There's a lot more to go, and there's a lot of like plays on words, and there's a lot of allusions to Bronte stories. So if you're very literary and you like the Bronte sisters' writings, then I just feel like this is a really fun one. And then if you are a younger reader and you get into this one, then this I could see like leading you into more of the Bronte stories. So one review on the back says, a throwback to classic children's literature. It has the cleverness of the Phantom Tollbooth, the imagination of Alice in Wonderland, and the whimsy of Edgar Eger. So that kind of gives you a little insight into it, but I'm really, really liking it so far, and then I'll put it on my shelf. Okay, these two I got for my teacher appreciation person. One of them is supposed to be a book that we like to teach in our class, and I love teaching Farewell to Manzanar. I'm actually not going to be teaching it this year because I don't teach 6th grade anymore for English, but all the years that I taught 6th grade English, I taught this one. And I haven't seen this cover before. This is a new cover, and I think this one is really beautiful. And I love that it's historically accurate. It actually has a picture of Manzanar Camp and a picture of Jean Wakatsuki Houston when she's a little girl. So even if that teacher already has a copy of this book, they might not have the updated version with this really pretty cover. So I'm gonna pass that one on. And then I got one other one for this teacher, and it's not one that I've read before, but I just kind of started reading through it in class, and I really like it. It's called The Vanderbeekers of 141st Street by Karina Jan Glasser. I was just really drawn to the art on the front, to be honest. I loved the way that these buildings looked, and it's a really cute story. I really do love stories about like households with a bunch of siblings who are all really different and unique, but they all get along and kind of work together as a team. The dynamics of the siblings in this one are kind of similar to this one, the Glass Town game. Like there's a bunch of girls and one brother, and they might have to move out of their house or like their apartment in Harlem, and they're trying to convince their landlord to let them stay. So they're coming up with all these different plans and schemes so that they can stay in the house. So far it's really cute. This isn't front and center in the plot at all, but the family is a multiracial family. So I believe that the mom is Asian and the dad is white, and then the kids are biracial, and the author is an Asian woman too. So I also just like to see that on my bookshelf. But I'll be giving it away. I might have to get another one of those though, because I need to see what happens at the end, and I really am liking that book. And of course, I could not resist Hamilton and Peggy, A Revolutionary Friendship by L.M. Eliot. I love any like Hamilton fan fiction. I have a bunch already. And this was one that I didn't have, so it's more through the eyes of Peggy Schuyler and Alexander Hamilton. So it's historical fiction. It's about the Revolutionary War period. And I've heard a lot of good things about this author. I don't think I've actually read anything by her before, but I will definitely be reading this one. And I appreciate that she included a bibliography at the end. And of course, like in her bibliography is Hamilton, an American Musical by Lin-Manuel Miranda, and then a bunch of other books as well. So I am excited to read this one, and then there are a couple of students already that really want to read this. Another book that I got is this one called How Dare the Sun Rise by, I'm going to attempt this, Sandra Uweringa-Yamana. This is a true story, a memoir of a girl who was from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and she becomes a refugee and moves to the United States. And actually recently I have joined up with a team who is also doing refugee work and just helping to resettle and support people who are refugees in the United States. And one woman that we are helping is not from the Congo, but a similar area. I don't think she wants any of the details public, but I just thought that maybe by reading this memoir, I would have a little bit more insight into perhaps some of the things that she has gone through, and that this could help build empathy and understanding in me. And then of course I want to also pass this on to my students so that they can read this story as well. And finally, the last one that I picked up, I had not heard of before. I'm kind of surprised. It seems like this would be like on my radar, but it's called Illegal. And this one is a graphic novel. It has really beautiful, beautiful pictures. I love the tones in this. I love how there's so much blue and brown. And this is about two brothers named Kwame and Ibo, and they are from Ghana, and they are trying to get to Europe to reunite with their family. So there are a lot of people currently who are going through this journey and trying to get somewhere safe and trying to reunite with their families. So this one maybe I can use in a more formal way in teaching, or I can just make it available to my students. I kind of want to look at that. At the beginning of the year we did a few readings on like refugees specifically, and so maybe next year we'll do that again, and so I could use this one and this one just as resources in that unit. So here is my little haul. I think there's one more day of the book fair. I might have to go back and get like one more copy of a couple of these. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you have read any of these or which one you would read first out of the stack. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.